What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Hawk News. My name is Joe Cavallero.
And my name is Oscar Chinsky.
Today is Friday, December 10th. It is a day 4. We start with the period E. So let's get into today's top stories.
Good morning. I'm Kate Cunningham, the District Social Worker for Bellingham Public Schools. I'm talking with you all this morning due to recent and concerning instances of hate speech, racial slurs, and disturbing imagery online, in our schools, and in our community. On behalf of the Bellingham Public School District, I am here to remind everyone that the safety of all community members is our priority, and that we do not and will not accept this hate. It does not define us, and we can be better. We know people act out and hurt others because they themselves are likely in pain. We understand that, and we want to help you too. We are committed to providing a supportive and inclusive learning environment for people of any and all ability, race, religion, culture, and sexual or gender expression. As we move forward together as a community to address hateful speech and actions, we will ask all of you to be better as we do the same ourselves. Change is necessary. It can also be difficult, uncomfortable, and messy at times, but we will still do it together. Together we will stumble through it to build a stronger, healthier, and more hopeful Bellingham. The first thing we will ask of you is to think to yourself for a moment, what do I need to do better? Where can I help this change? Maybe it's an answer you already know, or maybe you need some time to find it. Please reflect on it. Next, we will challenge you to identify harmful and hurtful actions and speech when you see them. Depending on your comfort level, we ask you to mark the moment by questioning it or identifying it. Some version, in your own words, of, that's not okay, or, really? We aren't looking to make this all about cancel culture. Instead, the goal is to grow accountability and compassion in our community. Principal Lafayette will discuss with you initiatives that will be rolling out as we move forward. In the meanwhile, please remember, we all need to do better, we can be better, and we will be. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. On Wednesday, an email was sent home to all parents and guardians explaining the recent social media accounts created by Bellingham students to demean, embarrass, and humiliate others. In it, we encouraged families to discuss hate language and hate crimes and provided resources to discuss race and prejudice. Next week, class assemblies will be held for all grades. These assemblies will discuss diversity, equity, and inclusion topics. Additionally, this year, Bellingham High School will work to establish a relationship with the Anti-Defamation League's No Place for Hate student leadership program. We encourage you to find your voice and join us while we do better. Have conversations with your family, participate in assemblies, join a leadership program, or support your friends who do. Our school and community are not defined by hateful actions. We are defined by how we respond to them. Now is the time to demonstrate our care and compassion. It is the time to celebrate our diversity and perseverance. We can be better together. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to introduce this week's episode of Foundations for a Better Life. The topic of this week's video is compliments.
Meatball on white. Next. You want mustard on that or not? Come on, I haven't got all day here. It doesn't come with peppers. They're extra. Hurry up, pay the lady. Next. Chicken's fresh, I killed it myself. So that's what you want? Next. While we're still young, you told me you wanted mustard. Get out of here. Time's up. Back of the line.
Hey, excuse me.
What?
Great sandwich. Thanks.
Compliments. Pass them on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
For this artist of the week, we have Elissa Robinson. Roll the video. I thank you, Elissa, here for joining us for Artist of the Week. So what can you tell us about your project?
So this is a monochromatic painting of the Blue Ridge Mountains where I use different values of blue.
That's very interesting. So where exactly did you get the design from?
I got the design from the internet. I looked up a picture of the Blue Ridge Mountains in Virginia, and I painted it based off of that.
I'm actually surprised I never heard of the Blue Ridge Mountains because my part of my family lives in Virginia. I'll have to ask them about that. What inspired you to do this project?
I was inspired mostly by nature because I've driven in the Blue Ridge Mountains before. It's very pretty.
It definitely looks. I mean, just from looking at this painting, it looks like it actually definitely seems very nice to actually see in person. Was this project challenging for you at all?
It was a little bit challenging, especially in the more intricate lines here to get just like not to go out of the shapes and to find the right colors. But other than that, it was yeah.
But, so this looks great. So what will you be working on next?
Next, I will be working on a yarn painting, which is essentially you put glue down and then you stick on yarn and it looks like a painting made of yarn.
And I can imagine that will be quite fun. I never did anything like that last year, but it sounds fun. So thank you, Alyssa, for joining us today, and I hope you had fun.
Thank you.
This week's quote of the week is from Michael Scott from The Office. I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious.
That's very, it's actually very nice.
Yeah.
My mother loves that. My mother loves The Office show. Seniors, please get your dues paid. If you have not paid your dues yet, please see Melissa or Mrs. Dennis about how much you owe. If you do not pay your dues, you will not be able to participate in senior events. Please pay ASAP, which means as soon as possible.
And here's this week's fun fact. Is it true that your hair grows back thicker if you shave? No. Shaving hair doesn't change its thickness, color, or rate of growth. Shaving facial or body hair gives the hair a blunt tip. Once again, no, shaving hair does not change its thickness, color, or rate of growth. Shaving hair gives the hair a blunt tip.
All right, this week in history. So I know we have not done one this year yet. So regards with this week in history, I'm only going to do it occasionally because pretty much everything I have to talk about that's happened in history, I've already discussed in older episodes. And if I talk about them again, I could just say, in a flashback from an old school episode, show this. So we're only going to do it occasionally when I have something new that's actually interesting. So for this week in history, occurred on Tuesday, December 7th, was the 80th anniversary on the attack of Pearl Harbor. So on December 7th, 1941, Japan had been planning an attack on Pearl Harbor for a while, but it had not gone well. But on December 2nd, there was a warning message that was never listened to, and then shortly after, Germany declared war on the U.S., and the U.S. declared entry into the war. We will never forget about the attack on Pearl Harbor with more than 2,400 deaths, and that will be all. And guys, if you have any history teachers, I can guarantee you they all talked about this on Tuesday, but it's a well-worth discussion because Tuesday was the 80th anniversary. And next up, sports. The best segment of all time with Joe Cavallero and Aiden Doyle, a.k.a. both of us.
Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of sports. For those of you who don't know, my sister is doing track over the winter. So if you want to see her, her name is Alana Doyle, and she's in the 8th grade, and she signed up for track this year. This is her first time doing it.
Looking ahead to this week, so today, boys basketball takes on Nipmuc, freshmen at right after school around 2:30, 3 o'clock, JV at 4:30, and varsity at 6:30. If you may want to make a varsity game, make it there as early as you can, get a seat, pack the nest, to see boys basketball take on Nipmuc. Good luck, guys, on the team. If you're watching this, anything else, Aiden?
There's no more unified basketball updates. Season's over. So we'll have more unified updates next year.
And that's pretty much all for sports. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Thank you guys so much for watching Hawk News. It's been Joe Cavallero.
And Alex Chisky.
Have a great Friday, everybody. Only how many more days is it until Christmas, Alex?
I don't know, 15, 16, I don't know.
Something like that. Have a great weekend. Go Hawks. Good luck at your game tonight, boys. And we'll see you all next week.
Go Hawks.